Having a body language like a superhero is something a lot of people wish they had. In this video I will break down the body language of a couple of superheroes from Avengers, especially Thor, so you can use it and apply it to real life and be as dominant and powerful as possible. Enjoy!
Use the stones again.
Right off the bat, you can see how Thor is just, that pose is the most powerful way you can sit, alright? It just show how relaxed he is. He's leaned back in his chair. And that pose is like the cobra, right? It basically shows that you're owning the place, having your arms formed like this. You take up a shit ton of space here. And it shows that you're relaxed and just very, very, very confident, alright? That's a big man pose right there.
Where we going in shorthand?
And also, I know this is not really important in this situation, but if you lean forward, that's a submissive move. And if in a conversation, this can be useful because you show the other person you're talking with that you're interested in her. In this case, she's not really talking to anyone, but I just thought it's worth mentioning it because it's a submissive move, lean forward, but it also means that you're interested in the person. So watch out when you do it, and don't do it too often, but use it precisely.
Yeah, look, you still got the stones,
So let's get him. Use them to bring everyone back.
just like that. Yeah, just like that.
He again, he's not a man of big words, a lot of words. He just says what's necessary, saying less what's than necessary, alright? Captain America is also a big man, of course, but I think in this scene, Thor is even the bigger one. You will see it later on, but you can see now. Few words, less than necessary. It's just all you need to do, alright? Also got here, full attention here, all the bodies turned towards him. Again, that's how you can see that he's the big man here.
Even if there's a small chance that we can undo this, I mean, we owe it to everyone.
Right here you can see how she's pretty much probably the most nervous person in the room. Just the way she turns her head, having eye contact here. I know it's a good thing, but she will turn her head two times after this. And that just shows a lot of fidgeting in her head area. That's a sign of nervousness. If you talk to many people though, it's good having eye contact with all of them. But if you do, just keep eye contact for like 10 seconds and then move on. Not like 2 seconds there, 2 seconds there, 2 seconds there, Just kind of slow movements, move at your own pace. That's another big man thing.
But it's not in this room to try.
If we do this, how do we know it's gonna end any differently than it did before?
Because
Right here you can also see how slow Hulk is talking, Hulk just takes his time while talking. He doesn't try to, fill a certain space with his words before we get interrupted again like a little child. He talks slowly because he knows people will listen to him, because he's powerful. And that's really a great way to do it. Always talk slowly, take your time. Don't talk in a rush. People will just be like, why are you talking that fast? It just shows that you're insecure. So that just, again, shows how confident Hulk is. It's a great characteristic. Yeah.
before you didn't have me.
And right here, that's also very important in body language. See how closed up his body language is. This has multiple negative aspects. So first thing, he's making himself very small, all right? So he's not taking up a lot of space by folding his arms. If he could, if he uses his arms like here, he would take up way more space. But because he folds them in front of his body, he takes up less space, which is already bad. And then also it shows a kind of protective side because right here, these are the vital organs. He's kind of with his arms protecting his vital organs, which just shows that he's insecure. It's the same thing with touching your neck in this area. It's just protecting your vital organs, and that's seen as, insecure, really, and just a lack of confidence. So big men don't do that.
Everybody in this.
And now see the difference, all right? This is how also speakers are gesturing. They always gesture with like flared out hands and arms and kind of having this space open where their vital organs are, because that just makes you seem more receptive and just people will trust you more, tend to listen to you more, and just shows that you're very confident. And that's just a great way to talk. When you talk, always try to also notice how much space is taken up now, you know? Multiple benefits, open your arms. It's a big man gesture here.
Rumors about that superhero life. And if you don't mind my asking, where the hell have you been all this time?
There are a lot of other planets.
Again, you can see another gesture, the pointing. See if I can catch it.
Asking, where the hell?
Right there. So there are different ways to point at someone. Can point with only one finger. He's kind of pointing with his whole hand, which is pretty much the most respectful way to point at someone. Because if you only point with one finger, you know, like that, it's seen as very negative and people don't like it. So, yeah, kind of pointing with your whole hand is a great way. There's also the option of pointing with your palm face upwards. So, you know, like this hand, like that. This is not so good because palms facing upwards is submissive move. So big men don't do that. So this is pretty much the best way to point at someone, with your whole hand in their direction. It's not seen as so aggressive, but it still gets across the point.
Hell have you been all this time?
There are a lot of other planets in the universe. And unfortunately, they didn't have you guys.
And another thing right here. You can see how Thor didn't say a single word yet. And still you will see how he commands the whole room. And also notice how he stands up, alright? This is pretty much a lot of space he's taking up here. I know he has like a jacket on which serves his frame. He's also very muscular, which serves his frame again. Makes him look wider, makes him look more dominant, makes him look more confident. But also use jackets if you have big jackets that can help you with your frame in general, makes you look bigger. Also gives you like a kind of noise when you walk, kind of these stomps, because you're just heavier. That's another big man thing. Big men just tend to stomp. It shows that you're very dominant. But here, look at the way how he stands up. He takes up a lot of space with his hands. He could take up even more space, but this is already, when big men stand up, they tend to take up a lot of space, all right? Also, when walking, you will see that soon. What he could have done would also be kind of grabbing at the end of the desk to even take up more space. So he would be like here. That would be the even better option. But this is already, a frame he takes up here is already huge. And that's a great way to do it. Here are two things. That's what I meant. He's already demanding and also commanding the whole room. Instantly, eye contact, attention on him, face turned towards him. And also notice the posture of this woman. What she's doing right here is called the Superman pose. And this is actually a power pose. So what power poses are is that they tend to give you high testosterone and more confidence. People usually do this. You can do this alone in a, like, I don't know, in the bathroom in front of the mirror, because that will give you actually more confidence if you go into, like, I don't know, a conversation or something. So this is something worth noting. And also a lot of space taken up here. And then have a look at how he walks. That's what I mean. So he lets his arms swing, and with that he just takes up a lot of space. Just have a look at his walking style and how his arms are just kind of bouncing around, kind of flare out. This is how big men walk. You know, Conor McGregor does this well. He probably does it too much. You know, you've seen the walk where his hands are like here, his body's here, and it's just all moving around. Okay, as it was an awful painting, I know, but you get the point. Just kind of having your arms back and forth just makes you look very, very dominant, very confident. Just have a look at his walking style. That's pretty much perfect right here. And also another thing is locked eye contact while walking. Just makes him seem way more, purposeful, confident. Great way again. Great walking style from him. And right here, obviously, it was important in the scene that she didn't show any emotion, but notice how she didn't flinch. I know that's important for the scene, but in general, you can also use that in real life. Just trying to. She was probably like, okay, there was something happening. She probably, her heart jumped a little, but she didn't show it. Okay, that's so that that's how you can see that she's an alpha female again. Just don't let your emotion kind of control your face and just your all overall body language. Okay, that's very very powerful because people will be confused if they try to intimidate you and you just don't show any fear or you don't jump up, be surprised. It's a very very powerful thing. All right. Now here, have a look at the smirk. Okay, that's a off female right here. Smirks, big man smirk. Big men don't show their teeth too often, alright, because that's a sign of submissive behavior. Again, in the animal kingdom, betas show their teeth. Don't show too often. You can do it sometimes, but not always, man. I see people walking around smiling, hello, it's just, I'm not telling you to never smile again or something, but just don't do it that often because it's just seen as submissive. And smirking is a great, great exchange for that. Smirks are just very confident. I also noticed the strong eye contact from her. So she's obviously confident too.
I like this one.
So these were the first 3 words this man talked, and he still commanded the whole room. With his big frame, he's taking up a lot of space while walking, while standing up. And also notice how he, kind of looking down gives you another form of dominance. I know that a lot of people will have struggles with that because they're not that tall, but if you are, it's just another kind of shows your dominance of. But no matter if you're tall or not, you can take up space, all right? You can just use your body, take up a lot of space, go to the gym, make your frame bigger by gesturing wide. And I think this was perfectly in this scene. Thor did a great job. He really commanded the whole room. Very confident, very dominant. I hope you learned something. Yeah.
Let's go get this son of a bitch.
Yeah, I hope you learned something. Till the next vid. Bye.